we're at number 7. And this one deals with the observation, problem solving. It says the first 3 figures in a sequence of shapes formed by connecting lines of unit length are shown below. So we're looking at figure 1, figure 2, figure 3. The first question wants us to draw figure 4, all right, of the pattern in the space provided. So basically, I could just quickly take out my shapes here and create figure 4. All right, so we're going to create figure 4 quickly. So figure 4, like, all right, so for figure 4, we would have created that shape using a ruler. So that's the shape that we're looking for, 4 of those. All right, the next question says B, the number of lines L in each shape, and the perimeter is P, and the following pattern below. Study the pattern of the numbers and in each row of the table, and then we're going to respond. So we want to complete this table. Look at the pattern. Is always a direct relationship with the first column with the second column here. Also, there is a direct relationship again with the first column with the third column. So there is always a direct relationship between the first column and the other columns every single time. So basically, then if you observe this carefully, you do realize that you're multiplying 5 times 1, you add 1, you get 6. For this one, 5 times 2, and you add 1 more, you get 11. You're seeing 5 times 3, and you add 1 more, you get 16. So so for this, we're talking about 5 times 5 is 25. You add 1 more, and then you're going to get your 26. So basically, you have to observe the pattern and make sure that it works for all the other numbers that you're looking at up top. And then from there, you can make a accurate judgment going forward. All right. Let's look at the other one. If you observe this carefully, you're looking at 3 to come over here. It's like 3 times 1, which is the first thing here. Then you add 2 more to it. 3 times 2, and you add 2 more to it. So this would have given us 5. This is going to give us 8. And you can see to get the 11 there, 3 times 3, 9, and you add 2 more, you get 11. So we're definitely seeing what's going on. So I could figure out this. It's going to be 3 times 5, which is 15, and I'm going to be adding 2 more, and that's how we get 17 here. So observing the first column in relation to the third column, we're getting a 3 times the nth term plus 2. All right. Now, for this one here, we want to fill this green spot that I'm going to highlight here. All right. In filling this green spot here, we're actually coming backwards, right? So coming backwards, we have 26. What was the pattern that we're using for the middle column to the first column? We were multiplying by 5 and adding 1. So what we're going to do to find this missing thing here, we're going to go backwards. So we're going to subtract 1 from the 66, and that's going to give us 65. And then we're going to divide it by 5. So we're reversing this idea, 5n plus 1. We're going backwards. So we subtract 1, then divide by 5, and it's going to land us 13. Let me put it in another color. So this is 13. Now, if I am aware that this is 13, remember, to get this spot here, it's going to be 3 times the 13, and then you add 2. 39 times 2, and that's going to land us 41, right? Going forward. So if I have n in this column, remember the pattern here is 5 times anything over here. So 5 times n plus 1. So we call that 5n plus 1. And for this spot here, it's 3 times n plus 2. And we would have completed the table there. For these, one has to actually just look at the patterns, and then you produce yours from it. Does not get harder or either. All right. The third question says, write a simple simplify the expression in terms of n for the difference d between the number of lines, all right, and the perimeter of the nth term. All right. All right. So in doing so, remember that hold on, take off that line. All right, let's look back at the table. Look back at the table. So we're talking about L, which is 5n plus 1, and P is 3n plus 2. All right. So we're talking about the difference between the perimeter and the lines. All right, good. So we're talking about 5n plus 1 minus, open bracket, 3n plus 2. So this is going to actually produce 5n plus 1 minus 3n minus 2. 5n minus 3n, that's going to give us 2n. 1 minus 2 is minus 1. So I'm looking for in the n 2n minus 1. So we're subtracting, link up your like terms, and then you would have write out with that as the correct response, as the difference between the two. All right.